Algebra 2. So we learned about completing the square the other day. And today I want to show you why this is really, really useful, especially when you're trying to graph. So here we are given something in standard form. You can actually use completing the square to turn this into vertex form. Why do we love vertex form? It's easy to graph, right? So here's what we want to do. First step, we want to move RC. All right, so I'm going to the y side. So I'm going to subtract 18 on both sides. Now, y and 18 are not alike, so I end up with y minus 18 is equal to x squared minus 8x. Next thing I want to do is I want to complete the square. All right, so I'm going to write with squares. And on this side, my b divided by 2 squared would be negative 8 divided by 2. Well, that's really negative 4 squared, which is positive 16. So on this side, I'm going to add my 16. And on this side, I'm going to add, so y minus 18 plus 16. And on this side, I'm going to add my negative 4 squared. Again, I write it like that because in the next step, it helps remind me of how I need to factor in order to get a perfect square. So that's step 3. In this case, I'm going to factor the right, and I'll simplify the left. So we get y minus 2 in this case, and on the right, we get x minus 4 squared. Again, if you need some reminders as to what squares are and foiling, again, I tell you, go back, look at chapter 2. We did a lot of it there. So now, in order to graph, I need to solve for y. Remember, y is the same thing as f of x. So some examples you might see f of x here instead of y. They mean the same thing. Don't get freaked out by it, okay? So I've got y minus 2. In order to get y by itself, I need to add 2. So I'm going to add 2 on both sides. Now this 2 cannot go inside my x minus 4 squared, right? Remember, when you have a squared like this, I have to do that exponent before anything can move inside. So I'm leaving my x minus 4 squared, and my 2 just gets tacked on to the end. Well, why is that good? Why do I like it like that? We like it like this because that's vertex form, right? Vertex form is ax minus h squared plus k, where hk is your vertex. We love that. So if I'm looking here, what's my vertex? Well, my vertex would be 4, 2. That's the vertex. Isn't that great? It's so easy. All right, I want you guys to try this one down here next. So pause the video, try this one out. All right, now that you've tried that out for yourself, you should have minus 4 from both sides first, right? And then we want to, our a equals 1, so we're good there, right? And then we want to figure out what our square is that we need to add. Well, 6 divided by 2 is 3, so 3 squared is going to go on our right. And then 3 squared is the same as 9, so 9 is going to go on the left. We solve on one side, or simplify, as I like to say it, because you're not actually solving, you're just simplifying. And then on the other side, we need a factor. Well, if we factor this, we get x plus 3 squared, and then negative 4 plus 9 is 5. In order to graph it, we would need to move everything away from y, so we need to subtract 5. So our vertex form is x plus 3 squared minus 5. Which means our vertex is at negative 3 plus 5 because we're always subtracting h, right? So how would we get a positive 3? We had to subtract 3. Now, there are some questions for you to try and to practice on with these. So take a minute and go ahead and try those out. There will be a quiz.